All right, let's move to KKR now. I think they have a contrasting story, and again, a brilliant comeback, and we must celebrate this comeback and talk about it. We have talked enough about their flaws, the problems that the franchisee and the team have, and they will correct those flaws, or may not correct those flaws, but we must talk about the comeback, the way they have come back into had come back into the season and the tournament, and the contribution of few of their legends, and some of the upcoming players, young players, and players with lot of potential. So let's talk about their campaign and the brilliant comeback that they had.
I think one of the most unfortunate teams this time.
Yeah.
First, they missed out on Mustafizur
Mm,
because of um, inter-country relationships. Uh, then Pathirana's injury, Harshit Rana's injury. I think three fast bowlers on whom they were backing everything so much,
yeah.
they were out even before the tournament started. So a large setback happened even at that moment only. Uh, n- then like once like they now this is one point of getting a team handicapped, but again nobody is responsible for that. Also, the decision of making Rahane the captain, and the decision actually backfired so much that they had to play Rahane in the opening position no matter what, because he's the captain, and they were missing out on the Allen Seifert combination,
Yeah.
which is a terrific combination to like, let's talk about. I think pretty much nothing was going
Going their way.
their way, and
Mm,
yeah. So with that note, they started the tournament, and I think some of the matches they just bottled it up. I think even now today, if you look at the game where
mm,
Mukul Chaudhary
yeah.
won that game for LSG, and think that was absolutely KKR's game, and
Yeah.
they bottled it up big time. I think that one over from Cameron Green, I think 19th over Cameron Green, I think, and the way he got
Mm,
hit for fun in that over, I think it's absolutely, it was the captaincy disaster. So any one game that KKR bottled in that first few matches, I think if they won, I think this or any two, if they won, I think this would have been their season. We would have talked about something else. And like the later half, when everything started, you know, I would like to talk about the moment when everything changed. The match
mm,
against RR, when Nandrevarga dropped
yeah.
Rinku, and after that, Rinku finished the game. And once that game was over, there was a winning streak of Kolkata, which got broken in the match against Bangalore. But again, the match against Bangalore, KKR was not that bad
Yeah.
as a team. They just
Yeah.
a few bowling brilliance by Bhuvi,
Mm,
Hazelwood, and Rasik, and a few dropped catches. I think these two combined, I think they cost KKR the match.
mm,
And after that, again, they started their winning habit. Yesterday's match, I think by the time they got the news that they are already eliminated,
yeah. That
I
that
think
that's
they were
understandable.
looking,
Yeah.
yeah, they were looking
Mm,
absolutely uninterested. I
yeah.
so don't think they were at all having any kind of interest in the game. And
Yeah.
additionally, like a batsman who was absolutely required for such a chase, Ankkrish Raghuvanshi, he was also out of
Mm,
the match because of injury. I think it started with injury concerns for KKR. It ended with an injury for KKR. I think that's the summary of the KKR this time. In the middle, they had a terrific time. A few
mm,
matches back to back, they won. And I think if I am just mentioning about a few good things that happened for like that went fine for them, I think Ankkrish Raghuvanshi is going to be a good find for them.
yeah,
The way he bats, it's a blessing. Finn Allen definitely he scored
yeah,
a few terrific knocks, and I think
mm,
KKR would be retaining him for the upcoming season.
mm,
Sunil Narayan's performance, even at this age, definitely a
mm.
big stick
He
positive for
will
KKR.
he will surely be retained for the next 50 years.
And definitely, definitely.
Mm,
I don't think Narayan is going anywhere
yeah.
for the later in the last
Mm,
few days of his career.
mm,
I think Varun Chakravarthy is coming back to
yeah.
form. He had a good comeback, and
Mm,
in the later half he bowled really well. He looked good,
mm,
and this is a good news so far as India is concerned, because
yeah.
all of a sudden we could see that Varun's form deteriorated like anything, and he
Mm,
again has come back to form. A few bowlers who have impressed this time, I think Saurabh Dubey is one such bowler whom I think KKR will, you know, will. They should have played him earlier. Yeah, yeah. In place of Vaibhav Arora, he could have been the bowler who could have changed the tournament for KKR, because
yeah. Yeah.
this time Vaibhav Arora looked absolutely,
Mm.
nothing in terms of.
But
I think
but
he
for
showed his.
yeah.
I
But
think he showed
fortunately,
his best days in. I think
last
he showed
season.
his best days in 2024. Yeah,
Four,
last to
four,
last season.
24. But one good thing is they now have the clarity that so they will continue with Saurabh, and I don't
Yeah,
think even if Arora they keep Arora, they will not play him. I think they will not retain Arora for
I
next
don't think
season.
Arora will be retained
Yeah,
because
yeah,
Saurabh Dubey is a very good addition.
yeah.
And once Harshit Rana is also fit, he would definitely
Come back.
be very
Yeah,
useful for
yeah,
them. And don't forget a few players like Karthik Tyagi, who had a
yeah.
terrific season overall, and the way he has shown his variations
Mm,
in terms of pace, he
mm,
is going to be a very great player to watch out for in the
yeah.
upcoming seasons for KKR also.
Mm,
Uh, I just wonder what would have happened if Pathirana was there, because Pathirana could have changed the campaign entirely for
mm,
KKR. But now the fact that he has missed out the
mm,
entire tournament because of injury, I think his stakes would go down massively,
mm,
because he was everything was depending so highly on Pathirana, and
yeah.
KKR. Uh, they invested a lot of money on Pathirana.
Mm.
Even Cameron Green also has shown that he can.
Be a great asset.
He looked good in few matches,
Mm,
and even with the ball also he looked good in
yeah, yeah.
few matches. So even Green also he didn't disappoint KKR as much,
Mm,
but Pathirana has been a very big disappointment. I think.
yeah. Mm,
A few things to just also I think Rahane's last season. I don't think he will
mm,
be
mm,
repeated in the next upcoming season. Yeah, that's how. But so far as KKR is concerned, I think by the end of the season they would mostly be happy with the kind of comeback that they had in the later phase. Because they were almost even on the last day also they had their chances alive, which is a
mm,
massive thing. Which is a
yeah.
massive thing with that kind of a start. It's something that KKR would and yeah, I think with that Rajasthan match, both Punjab and KKR got eliminated. I think
Mm,
uh, getting eliminated with the team that started the best,
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that itself is an achievement for KKR.
Mm, mm. No, so I think what as fans you want to see in a team is the character of the team, how they fight it out when everything is going wrong. And if you look how they as a team they maintained their calm, and Rahane's calmness contributed a lot to that. And I think if not as player, Rahane could have taken in next season as one of the mentors. But I don't think Rahane will take that. Rahane would like to continue as player for next 2-3 years. But I don't think
Another
any
good
other
thing.
franchisee will take him. But then he can come
Mm,
back as
nah,
a
he might come.
uh,
Another good thing that happened with KKR was I think they have defeated all the good teams
good
in
teams.
the later files. Yeah, they
Mm,
have defeated one match. They have defeated Hyderabad in one match. They have
yeah.
defeated GT in one match. They have
Mm,
defeated RR in one match,
mm,
and also in the match against RCB, they didn't. They looked good enough.
yeah.
I think these are some of the performances I think they would be really happy about, because these are the four teams that have gone to the playoffs, and they have defeated at least one match, defeated three of them in at least one match. So overall, really, you know, decent campaign that KKR had. If
Yeah.
I am also considering the constraints, the weaknesses that they had.
Yeah, and if you look at their team, they did not have settled openers. Means settled openers, by settled openers I mean they changed it a lot. They did not have settled bowling openers, so they did not have good pacers in that sense. So if you look at all the other teams, they all of them had brilliant openers, destructive openers, and
Absolutely.
at least one overseas pace bowler, one our Indian superstar in the pace bowling. So
Mhm.
their team KKR missed in both these departments. Still, they could reach to the position that they reached is commendable. I think they did not. They
Commendable.
had lot of
Definitely.
hollows. So with those loopholes, those gaps in their teams, they still could do that great. And we should give this to their team and the performances from few individuals like Alan and Sunil Narine and few more. Raghuvanshi is a brilliant youngster. I think he will take KKR's flag for a long period of time, and I'm seeing good uh, days coming for KKR if they can come up with a good auction strategy and the retention strategies, and they could come up with a good combination, because you also have to think about some of your players can get injured or may not be available, so you have to think about all that and think about your backups, because one thing happened with KKR, even their backup players got injured or
Definitely.
became unavailable even before the season. I think
Akashdeep
yeah,
went.
Akashdev, and yeah,
Akashdeep was.
so Akashdeep was almost a like to like replacement of Harshit Rana, and the batting prowess that Akashdeep had, he could hit few shots. So
Like any one player who was out of injury. I think they would have come really handy for KKR. But